Rain lashed against the windows. The old house creaked. Inside, Amitabh sat by the fire, a book in hand. A sudden rap on the door startled him.
Who would venture out on a night like this?
He opened the door to find no one. Just a plain envelope lying on the doorstep, rain already blurring the ink. Curious, Amitabh picked it up, his fingers brushing against something hard inside.
A key?
He shut the door, his heart pounding with a strange mix of excitement and dread. Turning the envelope over and over, he found no name, no address. Just a single, cryptic symbol stamped on the back. A serpent swallowing its tail. The serpent symbol sent a shiver down Amitabh's spine. He vaguely remembered seeing it somewhere before, but couldn't quite place it. His fingers trembled as he finally broke the seal. The letter inside was short, written in an elegant, flowing hand. The words were simple, yet their meaning was far from clear.
The past always finds its way back. Are you ready to face it?
Amitabh read the words again and again, each time the message seeming more ominous.
Who sent this letter? And what past were they talking about? My own past was ordinary, or so I thought.
Clutching the key, he felt a growing unease. This was no random prank. Someone was watching him, knew something about him. But what? Days turned into nights, the passage of time marked by the relentless ticking of the clock. The cryptic letter never far from Amitabh's mind, its mysterious words haunting him. He tried to put it behind him, to forget the unsettling message, but the words echoed in his thoughts, a constant reminder of something unresolved. The key, a constant, heavy presence in his pocket, seemed to weigh him down with its silent promise of answers. He sought answers in the familiar lanes of his childhood, questioning old shopkeepers, childhood friends, even the local librarian. Most drew a blank, their memories as faded as the ink on the letter. The past seemed to slip through his fingers like sand.
Yet, some looked at me with a flicker of recognition, a glimmer of something they couldn't quite place, their eyes filled with a strange mix of pity and fear. It was as if they knew something they couldn't bring themselves to say.
They mumbled about a forgotten tragedy, a scandal that had rocked the town years ago. A wealthy family, a missing child, whispers of dark secrets that had never been fully uncovered.
I was too young to remember, they said. The details were lost to time, buried under years of silence. Best to let sleeping dogs lie, they advised, their voices tinged with a caution that hinted at the dangers of digging too deep into the past. Section 4. The Search for Answers. I was not one to back down. The more people tried to dissuade me, the more determined I became. The letter was like a loose thread, and I was determined to unravel the entire tapestry, no matter how unsettling the picture it revealed. I spent hours in the local library, poring over old newspapers, dusty archives, and faded photographs. I learned about the wealthy family, the Singhs, who had once lived in the grand mansion on the hill, and their son Rohan, who had disappeared without a trace. The serpent symbol I discovered was the Singh family crest. Why would someone send me this letter? What connection could I possibly have to a family long gone, to a mystery buried by time? Section 5. Dead Ends and Discoveries. My search led me down numerous dead ends, abandoned buildings, forgotten relatives, cryptic clues that led nowhere. I encountered resistance, closed doors, and veiled threats. It was as if the town itself was conspiring to keep the past buried. One evening, while examining an old map of the town, I noticed a peculiar detail. There was a small, abandoned cemetery on the outskirts, unmarked on newer maps, and beside it, a symbol, the serpent swallowing its tail. Could this be the key to the mystery? Armed with a flashlight and a growing sense of foreboding, I set out into the night, the rain a constant companion on my journey into the unknown.
The air hung heavy and silent as Amitabh pushed open the rusted gates of the cemetery. The creaking sound echoed through the still night, sending a shiver down his spine. Weeds choked the crumbling headstones, their inscriptions eroded by time and neglect. Each step he took seemed to disturb the long-forgotten peace of the place. He moved carefully, his heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and dread. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. And then he saw it, a shadowy figure, barely visible in the dim light, standing motionless. A single mausoleum, grander than the rest, stood at the far end of the cemetery. Its imposing structure seemed to watch over the graves, a silent guardian of secrets. The serpent symbol was etched above the entrance, glinting faintly in the moonlight. It seemed to beckon him, drawing him closer with an almost hypnotic pull. He took a deep breath and approached, the key feeling heavy in his pocket. Each step felt like a journey, the weight of the moment pressing down on him. As he neared the entrance, he heard a noise from within, a muffled sob. It was faint, but unmistakable, sending a chill through his veins. He slowly pushed the heavy door open, his flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. The air inside was cold and damp, filled with the scent of decay. A figure stood in the shadows, their face hidden from view. The tension was palpable, the air thick with unspoken words. They turned, and Amitabh gasped. The face that emerged from the darkness was one he never expected to see.
You should not have come. This place holds more than just memories. It holds the very essence of forgotten pain and unresolved mysteries. Some secrets are best left buried. They are like dormant volcanoes, waiting for the slightest tremor to erupt and consume everything in their path.
Amitabh stood frozen, his mind reeling from the shock of recognition. The face before him was a ghost from his past, a spectre he thought he had left behind. The figure stepped into the light, their face etched with years of pain and regret. Each wrinkle told a story, each scar a testament to the battles fought and lost. They explained everything. Their connection to the Singhs, the events that transpired all those years ago, and their reason for reaching out to Amitabh now. The revelations were like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, slowly falling into place, yet leaving a larger picture still incomplete. As dawn broke, Amitabh walked away from the cemetery, his mind a whirlwind of emotions. The weight of the newfound knowledge pressed heavily on his shoulders, each step feeling like a journey through time. He had found some answers, but many more questions remained. The scattered pieces of his past lay before him, each one a fragment of a larger, more complex puzzle. He held a key, both literally and metaphorically, but the door it unlocked led to a past shrouded in darkness and regret. The key was a symbol of hope and despair, a gateway to truths long hidden. The rain had stopped, and a sliver of sunlight broke through the clouds, illuminating the path ahead. It was a sign, perhaps, that even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of hope. He had a choice to make, to bury the past once more, or to seek the truth, no matter the cost. The crossroads before him were not just physical, but symbolic of the journey he was about to undertake. The serpent's tail had unwound, but its secrets continued to coil around him, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are never truly solved. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but it was a path he knew he had to take, for the sake of closure and peace.